Now we move to Italy, where engineers on the Italian island of Giglio have launched a daring attempt to salvage the shipwrecked Costa Concordia. The cruise ship capsized off the coast of the Tuscan island in January 2012, killing 32 people. It has remained on its side ever since. And salvage operation of this scale is actually unprecedented. Teams have been stationed on the island for nearly a year in preparation for the project. Engineers will use a technique called parbuckling, which attempts to lift the ship up using cables and metal boxes welded to the ship's sides. The procedure is expected to take about 10 to 12 hours. Any mishaps in the operation, however, could spill toxic substances from the Concordia's severely damaged hull into the sea. Now, the estimated cost of the salvage project is more than $795 billion, making it the most expensive maritime wreck recovery to date. I think we have a guest joining us, actually, from Italy. Do we have a guest joining us from HuffPost, Italy? Fantastic. Can you hear us, Julia?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fantastic. I want to ask you, I hope you heard our introduction. The first few hours of the operation are anticipated to be the most difficult, and I'm sure you've been watching it closely. What can you tell us about the preparations and the success so far of the project?
Yeah, and the process was supposed to start at around 6 in the morning, and there was a delay of 2 hours, so everybody was quite worried of what was going on. And actually, just the weather was not perfect, so that they decided to wait until 9 in the morning. And the most problematic moment was the detachment of the ship from the rocks, because the ship was blocked between two rocks, and so there were fears that maybe the ship could have some holes inside, and but at this moment everything seems to be okay, and they are going on with the operation that could last up to 18 hours in total. They said that everything is okay, even if the process is taking a longer time than it was expected at the beginning.
Of course, and Julia, the cost alone, I mean, is a number that's really staggering. The ship's hull has been slowly deteriorating. We heard there's a possibility that things could leak into the sea. It's been deteriorating now for 18 months while it's been submerged in the water, and it's really hard to say whether or not it'll be sturdy enough, as they're telling us, for the operation to be successful. Do the engineers know what they're working with? Is this truly unprecedented? How many different problems and variables are still unknown that could affect the outcome? I mean, it seems like this has never been done before.
Yeah, because the internal parts of the ship are not done to stay all this time under the water. So I interviewed engineer professor of the University of Pisa, and he was explaining to me that it's really impossible to say how the material reacted to this so long exposition to salty water. So we know that the ship actually deteriorated, and there was a deformation.
Right.
Because at the beginning there was kind of a space between the bottom of the sea and the bottom of the ship.
Right.
But now this space was completely filled.
So, Julia, I want to ask you very quickly. I mean, the shipwreck has affected tourism on the island where the Concordia crashed, obviously. Do you have any information as to how the locals feel about the salvage operations? I mean, do you think that the project, if it's successful, will be a boom to the island's economy just because of the success of the story?
I mean, the Giglio Island is one of the most beautiful places in Italy, so the damage for the island was a huge damage in terms of tourism and environment. At the same time, a lot of people came during the last couple of years just to see the wreck. So I think that they're really hoping that this story just ends in the best possible way. And now there will be the problem of how to dismantle this wreck after that. So this will be another problem in which harbor to bring the ship.
Of course, Julia.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say, you said Giglio, right? Giglio?
Yeah, Giglio. Yeah.
I said Giglio. I'm so embarrassed now. Okay, so I'll come to Italy and you'll teach me perhaps how to speak Italian. Julia, I want to thank you for joining us, and I just want to share with our audience, this is your front page of Huffington Post in Italy, Italia. You are covering and splashing the shooting at the Navy Yard as we are here covering the shipwreck there in Italy. So it's nice to know that we're both on top of what the other's doing. Thanks so much, Julia, for joining us.
Thanks to you. Bye.